Welcome back to Gyro Dynamics. Okay, so I just wanted to get some extra videos here recorded in. I see that I never finished up the episode reviews for The Last of Us. I know this is really outdated at this point, but I like to at least try to finish it off here since I started it. Do a little bit of a completionist thing here. So what I'll do, because I left off on episode 7. I'll just do a quick little review of what I thought of episode 8 and 9, as well as the series in general. And so, yeah, there'll probably be some spoilers here, but it's been a while, so, hopefully you've watched it. Episode 7 was probably what I would say was the weakest episode of the series, even after watching the last two. And so I'll go ahead and say that I left off on that note, which was a weak note. So let's take a look at the last two episodes. We had the episode 8, which was called When We Are in Need. We had episode 9, which was Look for the Light. Two of the strongest episodes of the season, as far as I remember. And that's another thing about waiting so long to do these is, I don't necessarily remember every aspect of the show as for, like I would have if I had done them when they were fresh in my mind. But let's take a look here. Let's open them up and see who is in each episode and see what we had going on here. Okay, so of course we had Pedro Pascal as Joel Miller. The majority of the episode, he's hiding in the cabin or whatever you want to call it. It was the building he was in, trying to recover. Bella Ramsey's Ellie Williams was trying to get supplies and hunt to take care of him. She comes across the deer. She kills the deer or shoots the deer, and it kind of gets away. But it ends up dying a little while later, and it's found by the folks from the nearby town, settlement, whatever you want to call it. I think that was David and James, I think, were the characters there. That's Scott Shepherd and Troy Baker. And the town had other people in the town, obviously. I don't really remember every extra character too well, so I probably won't go into detail on them. But IMDb does have Joyce, played by Ari Rumbaugh, Hannah, played by Sonia Marie Shirilla, Josiah, played by Nelson Leigh, and Jason Vatsvilla as Marco, Benjamin Rogers as Timothy, and Eric Lindquist, just titled Villager. Anyways, so the village, the town, is running out of food. In some situations, they've fed the leaders of the town have fed the villagers human meat that most of the people in the town didn't realize it was human meat. I think it's Troy that probably just wants to kill Bella and just be done with it. And if they're gonna eat her, they're gonna eat her. He doesn't seem thrilled about it either way. Or James, played by Troy Baker. David, played by Scott Shepherd, has other plans for Bella. Basically, like a child wife is, I think, or Ellie. Sorry, getting the actors and the characters. Ellie. David has other plans for Ellie, which is kind of to make her like a child wife, which is gross. But between cannibalism and child wives, they're gross. It's a gross village of people. But most of the people in the village probably don't realize that the leaders are messed up. Anyways, there's some brutal scenes in this where Ellie is captured and she, has to fight her way out of there, and she kills quite a few people. Pedro Pascal's Joel Miller is making his way to there. He also has to kill a few people to be able to get to her. Gets to the town to try to rescue her, and just as he's getting there, she's escaping. And so she didn't really need him to save her, but it's good that they were able to come together at that moment, and he was able to support her in her time of trauma. Because that's basically what she had just gone through, was a lot of different types of trauma. I I don't, nothing actually like um, inappropriate sexually happened to her, but it was the goal, and she had to fight away from it. So there, she had that trauma, the trauma of the possibility, of being eaten, the trauma of having to kill people, that sort of. So, all in all, it was a very powerful episode. A lot of emotions. The characters developed, and I really enjoyed the episode for what it was. Moving on to the last episode. The last episode, Look for the Light. Um, let's see who was in it. It's tough for me to remember all the details of this one, but basically, um, at the beginning of the episode, Ellie is still dealing with a lot of the trauma that comes with what has happened to her. She's not talking very much. Joel's trying to go have things go back to normal on their travels to try to get to the Firefly compound. He's doing his best to try to distract her from her trauma, as best he can. Um, and then eventually they come across basically a um, where they're they're captured basically. Pedro's Joel Miller is almost killed, but he's not killed, and they didn't intend to kill him. But in the attempt to capture them, he got knocked unconscious. Ellie got taken away. Joel wakes up in the compound to find out that they have taken Ellie. That the doctors are going to do the procedure that they had intended to do to try to figure out what was keeping her alive. What caused her to not be susceptible to the virus. Joel finds out that the procedure is going to kill her. It is not going to. It's not something that they can do without killing her. Um, we also get some flashback scenes of Ellie being born and her mother dying during the process of her being born. Well, she gets attacked by one of the fungal creatures, and she gets infected, so she's going to die. And then Ellie's born, and then I'm forgetting the name of the main character, the main soldier character, or the main Firefly character, who sends Ellie with Joel in the beginning. But she comes across Ellie and her mom after Ellie's been born. They're friends. They know each other. And Ellie's mom asks her to take Ellie, take care of her, and to put her down. Basically, the mother asks to be killed, and so at first she's not going to do it, but then she knows she really needs to, and it's her friend, and while she would rather not, she does. So she kills Ellie's mom, and takes Ellie away, and that starts Ellie's journey. Because she's a baby at that point. Fast forward to current day, and now she's basically giving the order that Ellie is going to be put to death because they got to do this procedure to figure out if they can see what is keeping her from being infected. Joel tries to reason with them, tries to tell them he's not going to allow it. They take him away, and then he goes on a murderous rampage, killing everybody in the hospital, everybody in the compound, until he gets to Ellie, where where the doctor and all the nurses are about to do the procedure. He kills the doctor, the surgeon, played by Darren Dolinsky. I haven't been really saying the names of the actors. Anna Williams, which is Ellie Williams' mom, is played by Ashley Johnson, who I think was the voice of Ellie Williams in the game, so that was kind of cool. And yeah, so he goes through the compound, he murders everybody, except for the nurses. He doesn't kill the nurses. which is cool because he didn't really have to. So that was good that he didn't kill them. He does end up killing the leader of the Fireflies, that lady, you know, that started this whole thing, so that he can get Ellie out of there. And he escapes and takes Ellie back to his brother, in the compound that they're living in, the town that they're living in. She doesn't know for sure what happened, but she suspects it, and she asks Joel, and Joel's like, "No, no, they couldn't do the procedure, and so I took you away." Um, so he lies to her, of course, and she knows he lies to him. She knows he's lying, but she has to just go with it, because she really would have been willing to sacrifice herself. Is kind of like the gist that you get. She would have sacrificed herself so that people could find a cure, and he was not willing to allow that to happen. So they move forward. So my understanding is that one of the people who also didn't die in the compound is going to be a main character in the coming seasons. From the video games, my understanding is she kills the character of Joel, and then Ellie goes on a mission to try to take revenge against her. The show may not go in that direction. I'm reading things where they're thinking of going in a different direction, but we shall see. But all in all, a very dark, brutal, emotional episode. Again, very strong episode. Maybe not as strong as the episode 8, but they were both very good episodes and two of the best of the series. Ellie's acting, Bella's acting as Ellie got better in those last two episodes. Episode 7 was kind of bad, but the last two episodes redeemed the series. I'm looking forward to the future of the series. I will definitely give season 2 a chance. I've heard if it goes according to the game that we're not going to like it, and then the series will probably just abandon the series after that. But it sounds like they're moving forward with getting with maybe changing that story to a more of a fan servicey type of thing, which would be cool. But we'll see. We'll see. All in all, series was pretty good. Glad I watched it. These reviews were fun. Hopefully you enjoyed them. Hopefully you enjoyed this last review. And yeah, if the series comes back, maybe I'll do it again. I'm considering if I want to do any of the current series that I'm watching. If I want to sit down and do videos for it. I am watching. Fear the Walking Dead came back, so I'm going to be watching that. It's the last season of Fear the Walking Dead. Don't think I'll do videos for that because we're at the end of the series instead of the beginning, and so maybe that's not the best place to start doing videos. But Fear the Walking Dead, I'm looking forward to watching them, see how they wrap that up. I am watching the second season of, what's it called? I think it's called From. Is it called From? Let's see here. Yeah, that episode From, which is on Epix, or now it's what, MGM something or other. Let's see what it says here. I think it says what series it's, or what's the name of the show, or the channel. MGM Plus. So do a free trial. Check out the first season. See if that's something you'd be interested in getting. Maybe getting the show for a month or two while they do the second season. I really enjoyed the first season of From, and so it's only the second season, so maybe I'll do an episode review, but maybe I'll kind of just talk about the series in general in a separate video, and then maybe do an episode review. We'll see. Great series though. Check it out if you have MGM Plus. If you don't, maybe consider trying it out. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good day. Oh, gotta hit stop.